With all the talk in 2023 so far revolving around a 60 times red carbon face, a 360 carbon wrap, and even a carbon fly lightweight crown, these bad boys have gone under the radar. Guys, these are the brand new 2023 Callaway Paradym irons. Could these be the best ever distance iron, not just from Callaway, but in general? Guys, that's exactly what we are testing today. We're out here on the academy course here at Woolwich Park Golf Club. We've also been in the simulator room to test these bad boys for numbers. And I don't want to ruin it, but they're pretty impressive. Now, you may think, James, why on earth are you getting so excited about a set of distance irons? Because you don't need distance irons in the bag. But I know so many of you golfers out there do not necessarily need distance irons in the bag, but really want distance irons in the bag. And one thing which Callaway have done here is wrap them up in, let's be fair, a sleek and sexy design, but they also feel fantastic thanks to that forged 5.5 face, which I'll get to in just a few moments' time. Now, as I've already mentioned, guys, I have been in the studio testing these clubs for numbers already. 200 yards. They are quite remarkable, but nothing beats hitting irons out on the golf course. 160 yards, 8 iron, and straight away, that felt phenomenal. If that's flag high, which it is, really happy with that already. Guys, do me a favour, get in the comments below. Could you see yourself testing the brand new Callaway Paradym irons for 2023? Will you bypass them and maybe go straight to Apex? Or will you even bypass Callaway irons altogether and go Ping, Mizuno, maybe even Titleist or TaylorMade? You see, the big thing for me here is, yes, they've got to perform, yes, they've got to go the distance, you've got to get the numbers, the spin rate, the ball speed, but they have to feel good. You can't pull the wool over golfers' eyes anymore just with jacked up lofts and high performing clubs. That was a horrible strike. Look how low that's gone. I mean, that could go in, you know. Watch this. Go on. Go on. If Laura would like to zoom in on that, that is quite ridiculous that that's caught front edge of the green, because it didn't even get above head height, which is rather remarkable, really. Right, let's go one more with the 8, then we're going to test the 6 and the 4 for numbers and out here on the course. Really picked the wrong day to not have a towel as well, but come on, nice big high one. Look at that. Middle of the green, fantastic turf interaction that we're getting with these clubs as well. And that's 3 balls on the green, 2 pretty good strikes, 1 terrible strike. And if we look right the way up there, I believe that is 3 birdie opportunities on this opening hole. So what makes these irons just so good? For me, it's got to be the shape, it's got to be the design. I forgot my towel today as well, which is rather annoying. But there's not too much offset on there. The top line isn't too thick. I'll put it all on screen so you can see now. And that blade length is just right for people who want forgiveness, but don't want hackers bats. And that's horrible to say, but that's what we call them in England. But we all know that to create a distance iron, it can't just be good looks, it can't just be the offset, it can't just be the top line, there has to be technology in there. These irons are jam-packed full of technology, which I'll talk you through on the very next tee. They've got a hollow body design, and I absolutely love how they've plated this on the back. Rather than just having like a hollow bodied blade style look, they've given it a little bit of character, which I really like. Look at that tungsten weight in the toe as well, beautiful. Check that out. 2 flag high, 2 chances, and that one there will take as a bad shot. So as I mentioned earlier, the numbers that these Callaway Paradym irons are providing, or did provide me in the studio, were quite phenomenal. But how is that? So Callaway claim this is their most powerful AI designed face ever. We all know the story about Callaway's artificial intelligence computer that they spent millions and millions on years ago for driver technology. That obviously now has found its way into iron technology, and it features the AI face design together with the high strength forged 455 face. That creates their most powerful forged face iron ever. Each face is uniquely optimized for more speed, higher launch and increased spin consistency. The all new hollow body design features a speed frame construction for added stiffness to the body that supports the high strength 455 face cup. This unique construction is the catalyst that stabilizes the thinner face for incredibly fast ball speeds. Yes, I did have to read that off the internet because I'm not clever enough to remember all those big words. Now, what I am clever enough to tell you is here I have 200 yards into the wind, and I also have a 6-iron. Now, there is no way in my right mind I will be able to get there with a normal 6-iron, especially one that feels this good, sounds this good, looks, you get the drift. If we can get there with one of these 3 shots, I will be amazed. I still think you get versatility with these as well, not like the Paradym X irons, which are on the slightly bigger end. Can I play this ball flight down and get near that green? The flag's at the back as well, so it's probably 210 to the flag. I've struck that really well. It's not gone low though. Again, really nice turf interaction. Is that there? Go. That's front edge. If Laura comes in here and shows us that turf interaction as well, that is for me what this head design is allowing me to do. So many power irons or distance irons, you won't get this. Just a really nice turf interaction there. I sense, like into the wind, this isn't going to go as far as I would like. We'll go one more, then if not, I will up the club a little bit. Come on. The numbers we were getting in the simulator were phenomenal. But there wasn't a 20-mile-an-hour wind in the simulator. That's another one I've absolutely ripped to that. Again, it's a lovely high-flying ball flight. It's exactly what you would expect. Front edge. Front edge. I'm really, really happy with that. That's gone probably around 190 yards, which if we do look at the numbers in a second, it's not quite as far as it went inside, but that was inside with no wind. I'm going to hit one more club here, and we are actually going to finish on the 4-iron a little bit later on, but I do feel like this is probably the club for this hole into this wind. Can I play this shot down? Can I play it a little bit lower, obviously with the lower loft of the 4-iron? Because if you can have a bit of versatility here, these irons are for a lot more people than you would expect. Come on. Oh, just cut, because that was gorgeous. That's definitely going to be the number. It's just come on to the left. Yeah. Wasn't a 6, wasn't a 4, I think it was a 5. Guys, let's jump in the studio. Let me explain to you just how well performing these irons really are. Then let's play some more fun shots out here on the golf course, primarily with this 4-iron, which to be honest, I could put in the bag anyway on its own. I'd probably have to clean it first, but let's go take a look. Okay, so I kicked off testing these new Callaway Paradym irons with the 8-iron, and fair to say, I had it on a little bit of a string. However, I am always a little bit sceptical about testing so-called distance irons, especially inside, to start with, because yeah, they're going to go a long way, but you're not necessarily going to get the spin rates or the control. We'll talk about those numbers in just a second. One thing I can say is these irons do feel just as good as they look. They feel fantastic. I'm sure Callaway have worked really, really hard on that. And for me, having a good feeling, good powerful and good looking distance iron is really, really important. I know some people aren't really bothered. Look how close that is to the line, by the way. This is now with the 6-iron. Well, that was with the 6-iron. This is now the 4-iron. The 6-iron was carrying nearly 200 yards. That is incredible. And you can see the 4-iron going around 20 yards further. So not a bad gap in there, but just how much control could you potentially have with these irons? Have they got enough spin to be controlled? Can you hit the flight windows you want? Let's take a look at those numbers. So as you can see, the spin rates are all very, very low. The 8-iron spinning at 5.5, 6-iron at 3.8, and the 4-iron not too bad at around 3,000. Now, the 4-iron is always going to be spinning okay at 3,000, but if you look at the peak heights at the top left, they're all very, very similar as well. The 8-iron, the 6-iron, and the 4-iron. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? That depends entirely on what ball flight you want. The 8-iron carrying at 165, the 6-iron carrying at 199, and the 4-iron carrying at 219. So for me, they're basically a club longer, maybe even a club and a half longer than other clubs I would expect. If you want distance irons, yes, they're always going to be low spin, but for me, the dispersion average and everything else was pretty impressive. So incredible numbers there as the rain falls down. I wish we were inside now, but we're not. Fantastic numbers, fantastic consistency, fantastic dispersion all round, which for me I don't always get with this kind of iron, with this kind of distance iron. I really, really enjoy these, really, really like them. I think it is an absolute genius idea to have them perform differently for each iron head, because you obviously want your 4-iron to perform differently to your pitching wedge, and that's what Callaway have really, really thought through with the different faces and all the AI design that is in there. Really enjoyable, feel really good, perform really good. Right, we're going to have a 220 yard final hole, because this 4-iron was pitching 220 pretty much every time. If we can hit the green 2 out of 3 times, I might just put the 4-iron in the bag by itself. So just how do Callaway do that? How do they design each head differently to give you the different performance characteristics that you want? So they have up to 67 grams of internal and external tungsten weighting. You can see a tiny bit of the external tungsten weighting just there in the toe on this 4 iron, and that differs in every single club to allow the launch characteristics to differ so you can get exactly what you want. Now the numbers were, I'm going to face it, the numbers were rather ridiculous inside. Like, this thing is an absolute beast. Can we hit the green a couple of times with it? We're a long way out. It's still, I think it's still into the wind actually. The wind seems to just be, yeah, about 220 out. All I see here is just a nice fade. I think a really powerful draw would probably be the shot. Try and go straight at it first, then we'll try and hit some different shots. Be a lovely hole to get a hole in one on. Oh, that was toey. I'll be amazed if that gets there. That was a really bad strike. Oh wow. If Laura zooms in on that, that is just left of the green flag high. And for such a horrible toey shot from so far out, I'm taking that all day long. That's exactly what I want from my distance irons. A distance iron doesn't always have to just go miles and miles and miles out the middle. You want that consistency of performance when you get it out the toe or out the heel. Right, come on, let's have a better strike. I don't feel like I need to hit this as hard as maybe I anticipated after that. Oh, there we go. Oh, be good. Be good. That ball flight was disgusting. Back of the green. Back of the green. Laura, show them where that is. That is delightful. And I did say 2 out of 3 and it'll go in the bag. And you know what? I'm sort of hoping now that I do, because I think this could be a really good club to have in the bag if the ball stays on the tee. Not just for long par 3s, but even for off the tee in the summer. Really get it out there. Right, we're going to go off the deck because that tee doesn't want to play ball. Struck it really good again, that's all over it. Be the number. Be the number! Ah! Oh. Laura, do the honours. Do the honours. And that for me is why I truly think these could be not only the best distance irons Callaway have ever made, but the best you're probably going to see out there in stores. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, smash that subscribe button below. We are so close to 250,000 subscribers, which I can't get my head around, but 60% of you guys watching are not subscribed. So guys, do me a favour, it hurts me. It hurts me in my heart that 60% of you guys who are watching are not subscribed. Apart from that, I'll see you all exactly the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.